Have you ever held a coin and wondered what stories it could tell? Stories from a world at war, a nation united, and a time when every cent truly mattered? Well, today's coin does just that. Our spotlight is on the 1/9 for the D 1 cent USA coin, a humble piece of copper that circulated during one of the most dramatic moments in history, World War II. Welcome back to Coins Heritage, where we uncover the stories behind the world's most fascinating coins. If you love learning about coin design, history, and value, don't forget to subscribe, and tap that notification bell so you never miss another journey through time and treasure. Now let's step back to the year 1942. The world was deep in conflict. The Second World War was raging across Europe and the Pacific in America. Industries were shifting gears to support the war effort, producing weapons, vehicles, and supplies. Even coinage began to change as materials like copper and tin were needed for ammunition and military equipment. But in 1942, before the famous steel cents of 1943, the U.S. Mint was still striking pennies in their traditional bronze alloy, made of 95% copper, and 5% tin and zinc. That's where our coin comes in. The 1/9 for the D Lincoln wheat cent, minted at the Denver Mint, identifiable by the small D mint mark below the date on the obverse. Let's start with the design. A masterpiece of simplicity and symbolism. On the obverse, we see the familiar bust of Abraham Lincoln, designed by Victor David Brenner back in 1909 to mark the 100th anniversary of Lincoln's birth. His right-facing portrait has become one of the most enduring images in American coinage. Above his head reads, "In God We Trust." To the left is liberty, and to the right, the date 1942 accompanied by the D for Denver flipping to the reverse. You'll find the classic wheat ears design, to stylized stalks of wheat encircling the words one. Cent and United States of America. Above them appears the Latin motto E pluribus unum, meaning out of many, one. This design served from 1909 to 1958, representing prosperity, agriculture, and unity, fitting symbols for a country weathering global conflict. The 1/9 for the D wheat penny weighed 3.11 grams and measured 19 millimeters in diameter. Its warm copper tone and simple, balanced design made it instantly recognizable in the pocket change of millions of Americans now. Let's talk mintages. In 1942, the Denver Mint produced an impressive 206 million pennies, a large number that helped fuel America's wartime economy. Alongside it, the Philadelphia and San Francisco Mint struck their own variations. But the D mint mark version remains one of the most collected from this period due to its excellent strike quality. And D historic timing is so. What about value? In circulated condition, a 1940 to D penny is generally worth between 5 and 20 cents, depending on where. However, coins in uncirculated condition, with their bright red luster intact, can be worth $2 to $10. In higher grades, like MS65 red, these coins can reach $25 to $40. Sometimes even more if they display exceptional color and clarity. Collectors also keep an eye out for errors in varieties, such as doubled eye obverses, off-center strikes, or ray-punched mint marks RP Ms. These can raise the value significantly with certain RPM examples, fetching over $100 in top grades. Beyond its market value, though, the 1940 to D penny represents a remarkable moment in U.S. history, right before major changes in coin composition, just 1 year later, in 1943. The Mint would switch to zinc-coated steel pennies to save copper for the war. That makes the 1940 to issues the last bronze wheat cents before this wartime transformation. Imagine the hands this coin may have passed through. A soldier's family buying postage, a child saving for war bonds, or a factory worker grabbing a coffee during a long shift. Each 1940 to penny carries a story of resilience and sacrifice, connecting us directly to the people of that era. So, the next time you come across a 1/9 for the D 1 cent USA coin, don't just see it as a small piece of copper. See it as a silent witness to America's determination during its toughest years. It's living history, pressed into metal, and that wraps up our look at the 1940 to D Lincoln wheat cent. A coin that bridges the past with the present and reminds us that even the smallest pieces of Chang You can hold the biggest stories. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like, subscribe, and share it with your fellow coin collectors. Drop a comment below if you found a 1940 to D-penny in your collection. We'd love to hear your story. Thanks for watching. And as always, happy collecting.